got to go. Yeah, we've been trodden from Genesis right on through Revelation. We've been a subject to master's feet. So blessed, so we wanna go. Yeah, we are a people enslaved and sold, scattered through the earth. Jacob is calling his children, well, bright, so we want to go. Oh, children, home. Oh, to Zion, oh, wanna go home. Take me there, home. Oh, to Zion, oh, wanna go home. Yeah, we've been trodden from Genesis right on to Revelation. We've been a subject to master's feet. So good, so we wanna go. Oh, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, and Zebulun, Isaac and God and Asher, Naphtali, Joseph, and Benjamin. 12 tribes, so we want home. Oh, children, home. Oh, to Zion, oh, I wanna go home. Oh, children, home. Oh, take me home. Oh, I wanna go home. Yeah. Ba-da-ba. Oh, children, home. Oh, oh, children, home. I wanna go home. Say I'm longing to, oh, to Zion, oh, I wanna go home. Yeah, Africa for Africans. A home and abroad. So I'm almost home. Yeah. What that land? What that land? What that land? What that land? Tell me how you feeling, what that land? Tell me how you feeling, what that? Are you feeling irate, what that land? Are you feeling hopeful, what that land? Are you feeling irate, what that? Are you feeling what that land? I am feeling Irie, Tyrone, Flacco, Nicholas, my brother. Welcome again. Good night. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm good. It's been a long day, but a good day. A long day, but a good day. Tonight it's you and me because Mervin is having a bit of an emergency and he can't get away in time to join us. And I just really wanted to continue the conversation with you because I have a thing about the power of thought and word. And, you know, I think a lot of people have become seduced maybe by the idea that you have to have a lot of people with you for something to be true or for something to be right. And that is so untrue, and that is so much something that I want to keep talking. That's one of the reasons I keep talking, even when I have 0 people listening, because that doesn't change the words that I'm offering. That doesn't change what I'm talking about, you know? So I want to welcome you. I really appreciate you guys consistently, relentlessly showing up in Munsewe and talking and offering word, even if it's 0 people listening or 500 people listening. So welcome again. Let's keep talking, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Well,
It's a
it's a
constant
constant
process,
process,
you know.
you know.
We have to keep it persistent and stay committed to the task, you know, as it presents itself.
Yeah, it's a matter of commitment.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
You're having a little what?
a little feedback on my mic.
Okay. You're sounding okay to me over here.
I'm not sure. Okay, so we'll
just continue then.
That's right.
Okay. Well, continuing from where we left off, the electoral reform discussion. Coming back to you know, the fundamental of it. What are we engaging in that process? What are we trying to achieve? In that process?
What's the goal?
And ultimately, I think that is a result that we can be confident in, one that we can trust, one that will usher a time of peace, you know, that we can be content and come together in a unified manner to address our issues, you know.
Okay.
But
so our people Flacco telling us that the echo is very bad. So let's see if we can help them out and fix it. Yeah, y'all, we hear you. Flacco is going to try to make some adjustments, but what we want to do is to keep talking so that we are not like they used to say about us. They used to say that Dominicans are too show, too flam. Weak, really. If you're too show, too flam, you're just weak. You understand? Like you can't sustain. You can't take pressure. You know, you raise a fuss initially because your skin maybe is hurting. You know, you feel a little pain, but you know when the pressure eases up, you're back to as if everything is okay. I hope that is not true about us anymore. Because they say, you know, with every generation, you're supposed to elevate. You're supposed to learn from your parents and your grandparents and do better than they did. So I think I can hear you a little better, Flacco. Okay, you're on mute.
What about now?
I think it's a lot better. Y'all tell us in the chat if you can hear me better.
Echo might be on your side.
For real?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me know if mine is echoing as well. They'll type it in the chat. Okay, let's keep going and let's see how far we go.
Yeah, so any game that you have, you know, if you have a football match or whatever, you will have a winner and a loser.
Yes.
And most times, if the game is played fair, you know, everybody follows the rules. Then the spectators, the players themselves, they concede defeat, and then everybody is satisfied with the result. You know? You have and there's this thing of good sportsmanship. I think having a level playing field provides that opportunity to exhibit that good sportsmanship and you know that kind of conduct of because when we talk about parliament, it's been said that we no longer have states yet. You know, when we look at what goes on in our parliament, it's
okay. So somebody's telling you sign out and come back in because it's still bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me
And we want you all to hear what
actually-
we're talking about. Night.
Yeah.
Alista is fresh from Lofty. Alista is fresh from Lofty. Eli says, Flacco sign out and sign in again. Marshall said, stop and fix it. Thank you, Marshall. And who else is here with us? Another. Sagafet. Yeah, man. I want us to keep talking like big people talk, you know. The idea that I'm only talking or you're only talking or we're only talking about things as they're happening in the moment. And then tomorrow, when the pain eases, we go back to business as usual. It's very childish. It's really, it's infantile. And we are wise adults. We are wise adults. You know, we know how to do this stuff. I recognize that a lot of us, in a way, went to sleep. And maybe I'm talking about myself. I said that last year. I feel as if I went to sleep and I thought as if the people who were leading the country were qualified. I thought that they knew what they were doing. And for a long time, I just kind of turned my face and focused on my own life. And then I kind of did this, when you want voyeur. And essentially, it's just a lot of, like, I was very shocked and disappointed, hurt too, by a lot of the things that I heard and a lot of the things that it seemed to be, at least to my eyes, I could see stuff that was just, it was just rubbing me the wrong way. And I can appreciate if we do that for a little while. Most governments come in 5 years, 10 years, and you flip them over. But to have this kind of process continuing over and over and over again for so many years, with the results, when I look at the results, given the amount of time, it's just very painful for me. It's very painful.
I can understand that.
It's like literal pain, literal pain. And the thing is, a lot of us, this is the time of our lives when we're ready to really go home and settle down. And you have to ask yourself, as a wise, mature adult, are you willing to do that with the way things stand? Are you willing to do that? Patriotism is one thing, but many people have a family, they have other people to consider as they're making those patriotic decisions, So these electoral reform consultations, in my mind, are so important. It's like we are at a crossroads and we get to decide so many things that will impact us for generations to come. And I hope we take it seriously, because it is serious. It is serious. So unmute your mic, and let's keep talking about this. Flacco's devices are clearly giving him a lot of issues tonight, but we ain't stopping. Look, when was it? Today's Saturday. Yon se jou la, mwen di zo vey zo abalala, paske Mike mwen eve StreamYard mwen te ka mache o ping piling, eve tout se jodom lik la, in and out, bongs in left and right. Mwen di zo vey kozo Mwen di zo vey kozo abalala. Okay? Flacco is trying his best, and I hope that we get to hear him, because the reason initially I invited Flacco is because I heard his presentation during the consultations, and for real, y'all, I got a vibe of like I don't know if it's a wind, a breeze, a spirit of Malcolm X hit me during that speech. And I think he was talking for a lot of us. He was speaking for a lot of us, who were saying, okay, yeah, we're ready to do it now, but did we even start off on the right foot? Are we following our own constitution? Our constitution, our own rules we created for ourselves? I mean, what did you all think? in the beginning of the process, I felt very hopeful in the way that initially the tones started off with people being respectful of each other. They were listening. They were allowing people to speak. There was no nastiness like name calling or shouting people down. But I think y'all can tell me if I'm exaggerating, but I think it took a little bit of a turn as the discussions continued. And I listened to a lot of it, and I think a lot of people were saying, as I myself was seeing, that one partner even said, "Yo, they're paying all you to clap. They're paying all you to clap for or against." You see what I'm saying? It started kind of taking on a kind of partisan tone as it progressed. Some people might say that it's hard for it not to have taken on a partisan tone if the people coordinating, all the people coordinating the consultations and chairing and managing were of one party. And it was not really the Electoral Commission, which should be a separate and independent body conducting and managing electoral business. So we're human beings. We're human beings. Of course, it's going to be a little hard as a human being to go against what is in your best interest. Let's be honest, yeah? So if there's going to be a slant, if there's going to be a bias, of course it's not going to be towards positions that whichever the group is that's leading the discussion, it's not going to go against them. I think I also saw many efforts to quell dissenting opinions in a way, where there almost seemed to be an explanation. Like there was always an explanation if the viewpoints were a little different. So, I think that, I'm not sure where we are at this moment. It appears that most of the meetings have ended. I'm happy that there was a second meeting for people out in the diaspora, or let's say Dominicans who live overseas. Y'all have heard me before. I have a huge problem with this diaspora question. I heard many people talking about the diaspora issue as if, well, it's just me, right? Me, I'm from Carthage. So I just want to go down. I'm in Guadeloupe. I just want to run down and vote, even if I've been in Guadeloupe for 10 years. But we are forgetting that we did something very different. We created very many new Dominicans who did not grow up in Penville, who are able to vote. And we think we know everybody in Montpac, but it's not like that anymore. So let's be wise and realistic adults. Let's be wise and realistic adults who must now consider the fact, the reality, that there might be more Dominicans. There might be more Dominicans in the Middle East than there are in Guadeloupe. This is the reality we have to think about. There might be more Dominicans in the Middle East than there are in Antigua. So here I am. I'm thinking, yeah, man, I'm from Savannah. I go in, I want to vote. You understand? And you should vote. It is your right. You have a right to vote as a citizen. But as we are planning ahead, we have to understand that those people have the same right as you do. They have the same right as you do. And one of those days, those people could decide there's a beautiful piece of real estate in the Caribbean, green, raw, vibrant, verdant. The people are basically poor compared to international standards. Most of our people are poor. $1 US is $2 and whatever else of our money. So when you're putting people's salaries on par with the rest of many of the people who have enough money to pay for a passport at 100, they have enough extra. You understand? They have enough extra money to buy your passport at $100,000 or more. Compared to these many Dominicans in the Middle East, you're a pauper. And you do not know your neighbors because these are your new neighbors. How do you know them? They don't know you, and many of them, I'm sorry to say, I heard somebody talk about xenophobia. I was like, bro, you learned the word and you're just using it willy-nilly. But people like us who live here understand people looking at us just because of our skin tone and the way we talk as if we are less than them. Man, these are the people, many of these people are the people who have bought your passports and your citizenship, who already believe they're better than you are, who have more money than you do. And what does that mean? If they have more money than you do you think they cannot buy your politicians? Many of whom you've seen by evidence who are so, well, I'm not the one who said it, but the Al Jazeera report described our politicians as hungry hyenas. Do you know what a hyena is like? Will feast on dead flesh. Do you understand? That's how they described our politicians. So do you not think it would be easy for these people with money to get our politicians to do whatever they want? So if you have an opportunity now to create some sort of process, some sort of and even though you know the big wave is coming, to titrate the wave, to manage the wave a little bit, don't you think this is what you need to be thinking about as opposed to whatever my parties say to do, that's what I'm doing? You have a brain for yourself. You have a brain for yourself. You are wise and you are worthy as an individual. Back to that diaspora business, Dominicans leave and they go to other people's countries, and it is not easy for us. Nobody makes it easy for your Dominican relative who leaves Dominica and goes off to work. I saw somebody post the other day, something to the effect that Dominicans in the UK and in America, Zorr pa konet kuma pou dress moun la di. And it wasn't me they was talking to, but I myself, I say, bon Dieu, I feel bad for those Dominicans. Because I say, it is so painful when you leave Dominica and you have to go out there to work. Sacrifice. Oh my goodness, enough to even be able to help relatives that still laughing, I dressing better than you though. If it is so tough for us when we go everywhere else, why are we making it so easy for the new Dominicans? Again, I'm telling all you, they have more money than all you. They come in, and if and when they decide, because how many people invest in something and don't use it? Like they like all you like that? Love they love us so that they just buy the passport. Yes, they was going England, but England said they don't want them anymore. So you don't think at a certain point the eye is going to be turned towards us? These are the things we have to think about. That diaspora question, we have to fix it. We have to fix it. And I'm appealing to the Labour Party right now. You all have been in office for 20-something years. It cannot be that your will to win is so much stronger still than the good of the whole. It cannot be that your will to say, well, I win, wow, winning legacy is stronger than what is in the best interest of the country. So that, for me, that diaspora issue, I need to feel satisfied as a citizen that my children are not just like lambi, like wavet devant poule. Because yes, we said we needed the money that way, but it was, I don't know that was in our best interest. I don't know. Yeah. So
yeah.
Flacco, you heard me. Look, let's keep
Wow.
going, man. Let's keep going.
I admire your fortitude, to hold up the baton for.
Look, I'm a relay. Look, I'll go for 2 hours straight if I have to. Okay.
Apologies about the technical difficulties. I think the audio issues. I don't know. There's nothing that we can really do to address it.
That's all right. That's all right. Let's go.
Yes. Well, like I was saying, that the ultimate result is the confidence that we had after match that we can move forward, united as a people in purpose and mission. But we can all see that it's anything but that. In fact, I listened to the Attorney General at the last, not the last, the one at Marigot. And in closing, he was basically saying that there are no two classes of Dominicans.
Meaning that everybody 100% Dominican, right? Yeah. On paper.
Yeah. Well, there's different ways you can interpret that, because if we look at the CBI citizens, for example, I mean, would you say that we can equate a born Dominican to a CBI citizen?
Well, it seems like that's what they're asking us to do.
You see, that's why I keep saying the discussion has to be around forming consensus, because unless we can find a common place that all agree on, we will always be contention.
But I mean, do you think the people's, do you think our agreement is even being sought? Do you think that consensus, that anybody's after consensus? I
don't think so. And again, through the demonstration of you see. I keep talking about leadership even the last time. And whenever we reach these junctures, I like to bring up the use of the term maturity.
Majority. Yeah.
And we use that word, to say that majority. But I believe that majority demonstrates, and majority has a tendency to clearly demonstrate their intention. And even minorities as well have the ability to clearly demonstrate their intention. So in those consultations, you can see that the idea of the majority is to crush all other opinions or perspectives, or
So what you're saying is, what you're seeing so far is that the perceived majority right now, there does not seem to be much effort or interest in gaining consensus. In fact, it's about imposing or giving. We're telling you what it's going to be like, and that's what you do with that. That's your business.
No. When you look at the youth, I look at Dominica. When I look at us as a collective, I see an abusive home.
An abusive home.
Broken home.
Okay. They're telling us again, your echo. You have an echo, and you're not clear. Do you have another device maybe close by?
Let me see. If I can maybe get a headset.
Yes.
I can.
Yeah.
with it.
So let me just try and get
try and get
10%.
Yeah. Marshall says, be a mediator and pass on info to Flacco. I may be able to help. 5 minutes. Okay. Thank you, Marshall. So yeah, y'all. So what Flacco is saying is that from what he's seen, and Flacco is on the ground. Y'all know Flacco. He went up for Rosa North constituency in this last, I don't know what it was last year. It was last year seemed like just I don't know what that was. It seemed, I don't know. I don't have a word for the thing we call an election last year. But what he's saying is that from what he's observing and what he's observed, we have a perceived majority. We have a ruling party, we have a ruling government, which is supposed to represent all the people. Another thing that hurts me, like literal pain, this thing brings to me. That is supposed to represent all the people. We are so small. I don't understand how that could be so hard. I don't understand why it needs to be different. We are so small and so connected. He's not seeing, and you all can tell me if you all are seeing it from what you've observed. He's not seeing much, if any, effort to even acknowledge, or to even allow people with different viewpoints to offer their opinions, meaningfully, to offer their views meaningfully. Now, why is that a problem, y'all? Think about it. We're adults. We're professionals in every field. Do you not need to depend on the input of, everybody? Is it only, how are you going to survive and flourish? You might make it, but how are you going to flourish if you are only using one set of voices? How is that good for growth anywhere? How is that good for growth? I mean, think about it. You work in big companies, many of you. Just one set, just one perspective, one point of view. You know what I mean? And there does seem to be a strong effort. I mean, again, just by virtue of the fact that the people running the consultations were all members of the government, which, should that have happened? Really, should that have happened? Do we not have an electoral commission that would at least give the illusion, even if behind the scenes it wasn't really so, but at least, we could pretend and we could say that our electoral commission ran the proceedings, It is, I mean, again, if you're trying to say, well, yeah, my party keeps winning and I have a winning legacy, that's one thing. But I don't know that that's the appropriate place to fight for an individual legacy. You do that in a business. You start a business, you run a company, you want to hand it over to your child or your grandchildren. That's different, Ali Bongo kind of vibes, But, yeah, but a country,
But if you look at like I said, the constitutions, the mood, it demonstrates the intent of the leadership. So when we see the youth, and that's why I was making comparison to an abusive home, is that the youth don't have confidence in the ballot system.
They don't trust it anymore.
They don't believe that this thing that has been imposed on them can be removed by the ballot. And it's clear to see that by the response by one of our young calypso artists. When he made that simple one-line statement that we should take our country back.
You're talking about King Trilogy?
Yes.
Yes. So what you're saying is, and you are there, you've got your finger on the pulse of the people, especially the youth. They are not feeling as if they can trust this system.
No, I
No, I
mean
mean
they've
they've
insulated
insulated
themselves,
themselves
and they've been
and they've been
facilitated to
facilitated to
insulate themselves.
insulate themselves.
They've
They've
insulated
been
They've been
left
left
themselves.
to
to
their
their
own
own
devices, and
devices, and
they've been
they've been
facilitated to
facilitated to
stay,
stay,
you know,
you know,
busy with
busy with
their
their
own
own
devices.
devices.
So when
So
we hear
when
about
we hear
politics,
about
when we
politics,
talk
when
about
we
it,
talk about it,
about politics to the youth,
to the youth,
they'll tell you
they
that's
tell
them
you
fella
that's them
too,
fella too.
you know.
You know,
I was she used to be a psychologist, I think, definitely a therapist, Marianne Williamson. She ran for president of here, US, and she says that, good people, let me add young people, many people refuse to get involved in politics, right? The good people. And then what happens? You have the not so good people left in politics. What do you think? What is something you think needs to be done to get the youth more tuned in? I saw Trilogy post something recently. I saw another young man. I saw another young lady talking loudly, which is powerful for me.
I think
I
a
think
lot of
a
people
lot
have
of
the
people have the
desire,
desire,
but
but
we are so
we are
far
so far
along
along
in
in
a lost
a
path.
lost path.
It's not a winning path. That's a losing path.
No,
That's
because
not.
you see,
The
education that we're
education that
talking
we're
about,
talking about,
we can
we
almost
can almost
trace
trace
the
the
beginning of
beginning of
this.
this.
Well,
Well,
we can say
we
it's
can
been
say it's
since
been since
independence, since our
independence, since our
independence,
independence,
that we have not
that we
had
have
that
not had
civic
that civic
education,
education.
that civic
Yes.
but
But
in that
in
time of
that
the
time of the
70s,
70s,
there was
there
some
was some
civic
civic
action, and there
action, and there
was
was
social
social
upheaval.
upheaval.
Right.
But
Engagement. People were engaged.
Yes,
People were plugged in to their life,
yes,
which was they understood the value of politics.
yes.
but then
But
you'll
then
find
you'll
that
find that
at those
at
times
those
when
times
the
when the
Constitution was
Constitution was
maybe one of the
one of the
popular pieces
popular
of
pieces of
literature in a
literature
time
in a
when
time when
you didn't
you
have
didn't have
the
the
internet and so
internet
on.
and
So
so on. So
everybody was
everybody was
familiarizing
familiarizing
themselves with their
themselves
rights
with
and
their
so
rights
on.
and so on.
Yes.
But
But
what
what
happened
happened
further
further
along
along
when
when
Eugenia
Eugenia
removed
removed
civics
civics
from the school
from the school
curriculum?
curriculum?
Right.
So you have
So
had
you have
from
had
that
from
time
that
to
time
now
to now
people who have
people
had
who have had
no roots
no roots
planted
planted
in that
in that
specific
specific
understanding of their
understanding of their
constitution
constitution
and that
Yeah.
and that
social
social
contract that
contract
binds
that
us.
binds us.
Also,
Also,
the
the
when we
when
look
we
now
look now
for
for
revolutionary
revolutionary
action,
action,
that
that
revolutionary action
revolutionary
has
action
been
has been
spurred
spurred
from
from
conviction,
conviction
founded
founded
within that
within that
knowledge of
knowledge
the
of the
Constitution
Constitution
and
and
civics.
civics.
But they are
They are
yeah,
So for people, so what you're saying is you have to know your rights, number one, before you even realize, something is off. For that to even prick you enough for you to want to do something about it. But if you have zero idea, zero interest even in what am I right? What's the Constitution? Which Constitution that? which job Constitution? You understand?
and that is the
and that is
dilemma
the
that we
dilemma that
face.
we face.
So when
So
we hear
when we
things
hear things
happening
happening
and we open
and we
our
open
door
our door
and we
and
should
we
see
should see
people
people
walking down the
walking
road
down the road
already
already,
to the
People should be
Capitol,
mad and
yeah,
furious out in the streets, right? Right?
we find
we
ourselves
find
standing
ourselves
alone.
standing alone.
Yeah. People actually criticizing you. People
Yeah,
actually even telling you, Ganso, you crazy. What you doing
yeah,
that for?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to
I want to
pivot a
pivot a
little
little
to that same meeting with the which was ended by the Attorney General in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
He said that there are no two classes of citizens, and we don't desire to create any two classes of citizens. Which I agree. Which I in some part agree. Perfect. He said that in response to the comment that people living overseas should contribute taxes to Dominica in order to
if they want to vote. You're saying is that one of your suggestions? You were suggesting. Who else suggested that?
It's just one of the discussions that are going on out there, and when that came up, the Attorney General's response to that comment is what sparked my interest.
Oh, so you say so for those people who probably didn't hear, what you're saying is some people are suggesting that if Dominicans who've been out of Dominica for a long time want to come home to vote, you're suggesting to maintain that, to maintain your residency or your Dominicanness, or I don't know what how we could call that. They would some people are suggesting that they pay their taxes, they pay their Dominica taxes, they contribute. Yeah.
But the Attorney General went on to say that there are many Dominicans who live beneath the tax threshold.
Meaning Dominicans in Dominica who right now do not pay taxes because they don't make enough.
Right.
Okay.
Because he's saying that Dominicans already do not pay tax. You know. Which is false, and which is his learning capacity. I know he knows that it is false.
Because we do pay taxes, even though.
So to me, in Mr. Peter's mind, they are already two classes of citizens.
Meaning
that anyone who does not meet the income tax threshold does not pay tax.
Is considered as if they don't pay tax. But you're saying they pay VAT, they pay what else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They pay land taxes, they pay.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dominican public being salted by that statement. They should be infuriated by that.
Why do you think they're not? Why do you think they're not? Because they don't know they need to be?
Because you see, we don't equate economics to our ability to access justice.
So man, you this is powerful, right? So are you saying that we don't think, for the most part, Dominicans don't think, or they don't understand the power of their money and the ability of their money to influence their outcomes politically and in the day to day? Yeah.
Because you see, at that moment, I reached out to my lawyer friend, and I asked him, what is the average cost of a citizen taking the state to court to seek compensation for infringing or violating his constitutional rights. And I was told that it was approximately roughly also the type of about $25,000.
So about 25,000 EC if a citizen wanted to take the government at the time to court for infringing on their constitutional rights.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
how many people have that money lying around? Except again, like I say, if you're one of those diaspora that have plenty money lying down.
Exactly. No, you have to watch it that there are cases that are taken up against the state by certain Dominicans, and they are settled out of court. Why? because
Why? I don't know.
some of these
Tell
people
me.
may have financial resources to see it to the end.
Right.
And so
And
it
so it
would not be
would not
worth
be
the
worth the
embarrassment
And the
or
or the
time.
time.
Right.
so they would
So they
settle
would
out.
settle out, of course.
Yeah.
How
So you
many
never
many
end up
people-
really getting a ruling, you know?
Right,
And those rulings are so important because they set precedents. You
course,
can lean on
of
those
course,
down the line.
Of course.
Yeah.
But does the
But does
average
the average
man
man
ever take
ever
up
take
his
up his
responsibility?
responsibility? Because
You see,
you see,
we have to
we have to
understand
understand
that our
that
right
our right
is our
is our
property.
property.
That's right. It
And
belongs to
And
you.
so
Yes.
we are
we're
responsible
responsible
for
for
securing those
securing
rights.
those rights.
Right.
Us.
Right.
So
If
if we
we,
as average
as
citizens
citizens,
are
are
not
not
able
able
to
to
access
access
the
the court
court and to set
and to set
precedents
precedents
because of
because of
our
our economic circumstances,
then we are
then we are already in bondage.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So if we're in bondage, how do we free ourselves? How do people free themselves? You're suggesting an
well,
economic, it sounds like, answer.
Remember, I said that
the youth, and I believe some people think that we have an aging population.
Mm-hmm.
I beg to differ. I think we have a young population.
Like young adults?
Yes, a
younger population.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why right now
a lot
of what
is going
is going on is
into the youth to split
to
the
the change.
You know,
You think the youth have to get involved? Yeah.
the youth are
the majority.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
we have to understand what is the state
What is the state?
and what is
public trust.
Mm. Man, you're talking about some big, you're talking about some concepts here that seem to be completely.
Anytime you lose, you see that word public trust.
Yes.
It sounds like something very trivial.
It's very
But
important.
anytime you lose the public trust,
then things
like Alibongo
Exactly.
tend to happen.
Exactly.
Because to me, the force with the state is a majority party wielding the legitimate use of force. So you might be in the majority, no. And just like Marie Antoinette, the people might come crying about the price of bread.
Right. And you tell them,
make a calculation to tell them,
eat cake.
Let them eat cake. Yeah.
And
Like, forget about you. You got money.
Yeah.
You got money.
Yeah.
They have money. They have money to. You have money to dress up. Get out of here. Shut up.
And in the
and
blink
in
of
the
an
blink
eye,
of an eye,
you become the
you become the
minority.
Okay.
And then
people
who you
who you
abuse
abuse
now
now
become
become
the
majority
majority
party
wielding
legitimate
use of
use
force.
of force.
Because
Whatever they do at that time,
they will
they
feel
will feel it is legitimate.
Yeah.
They will feel
Yeah.
that it is justified.
And that is
That is
about
about
justice.
justice.
We say
You
that
sound
that
as if you're
justice
afraid
must
for
be
Dominica.
done,
but it
but it must be
seen
seen
to
to
be
be done.
Flacco, you sound as if you're afraid for Dominica.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Why?
Because there is no
clear vision and no clear mission
in all of
in all of the chaos.
And when
we do get what we want,
there will be a
power vacuum created,
and we can
easily slip
into what
Into
what
chaos.
happens in
Into
where we
where we
chaos.
have factions,
leaders
who don't agree with each other.
Mhm.
When we think
it's going to
it's going to get better,
Mhm.
it's
it's going to be the starting of the end.
Mhm. I think a lot of people just don't. I don't know if it's they don't want to think about it, or I don't understand. Like, history has a way of showing us what happens, right? It shows us this, this path right here, you're going to get this result. You increase your chances of getting this result. Okay, you have a party that's been in power for this long, doing a lot of questionable things, really a lot of painful things that are causing a lot of people a lot of pain. Like, as a rational human being, like, who is that good for? Who is that good for? And will this always continue? How can it always continue? I mean, are we going to la fin du monde like that? Like,
I think
I think
we need
we need a lot of clarity,
not just
from
inside out. For example, the whole discussion of electoral reform, a large part of it is saturated by the issue of the diaspora voting and so on. And I think because it has not been calmly and discussed that it basically become a discussion of entitlement.
Right.
People who I mean, what was the first reason Dominica in the first place? To me, I don't see why a Dominican should have to leave Dominica to try to find a better life.
And if
home should be able to provide that for you, right?
Yeah, man. If one moment in time,
like a hurricane, we have
right,
some tragedy,
right,
crisis.
But people should be able to afford themselves a dignified life,
in their home, in the place they were born, if they want to. That is powerful. That is powerful.
I mean, when you tell me that
we're talking
about electoral formalities, which is almost completely saturated by discussion about diaspora voting,
I have to
ask more things to do.
And I think
that should destroy everything.
When
are we going to stop exporting our people?
When are we going to stop exporting the people? Our greatest resource.
Unless we have a reverse of that. And Dominica's coming home. Our own people going to become a threat to us then outside there. That you say that we're going to be a nation by proxy.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be like an empty house.
A shell.
And you rent out to people, and we just sit on the side. In America, the people collecting.
A shell.
A
hollowed out shell. Yeah.
So I mean, we have to get to that place where we see our people not just those in the diaspora, but as an asset, and we start investing in people.
But you're talking about a mindset thing. You're talking about a value. You're talking about you're saying that the people who we elect, we should choose people who put us first. People who view us. I mean, let me tell you, if any representative up here forms the RAS with you, that man you're not voting for that person next time. It is that simple. I need this in my whatever area. You're not doing it. You've got to go. I'm not here to please you. You are elected to please me. But if the people have surrendered that, we were talking about that last conversation where people seemingly offered their souls, like mind, body, and soul, to politicians.
I think it's different to know and to choose it, and that is why the older generation have a lot of shame to bear for the complicity.
Right? I agree. Right? It's a violation.
Yes. Because right now we have people who are born into that, truly not knowing better,
And that was
only caused by people
who knew
who
better
knew better and had
the opportunity to do better, but they didn't.
They made choices and they continue. Many of them, they're telling you, nah, I don't like that, but they keep putting the thing they say they don't like back into.
But look at
But
the
look at the
result
results
of their
of their
choices.
choices.
Just that
Just
one
that
move
one move
to
to
remove
remove
civic
civic
education.
education.
And
And
interestingly,
And everybody shut up about it.
when you go to the court,
they tell
they
you
tell
that
you that
ignorance
of the law
is not a
is not
defense.
It's no excuse.
So you
So you raising a
population
population
who are
who are
ignorant
ignorant
of the law.
of the law.
So
So to me, I see that
I was
I
looking
was
at
looking at
a case
a
in
case in
the
the
US
US where
college
college students
actually
took
the
the state
to court
to court
for not
for
having
not having
civic
civic
education in the school,
for them having to
go outside
go outside there and
treat
treat
themselves.
themselves.
But I mean, think about it. Okay, so let's suppose they were trying an experiment, right? Mama was trying something. Whatever the reason they gave, oh, we don't need that anymore, whatever resources, who knows, whatever the reason was. So long, Mama, go. You mean we haven't seen that yet? We haven't seen that for many reasons. We need to educate our population and our kids.
It has been a utility. It has been useful for the politicians.
Yeah.
So
right now we are just walking the road.
Either we
those who are here right now
and are
able bodies.
Either
we're ready to revolution,
or
because all this
talk of
education and constitution and stuff,
that is
not for our generation.
That is for
those in preschool and those in primary school
and those
so the educate that is for those who are starting off, the new ones, fresh.
But us right now
is to become
aware.
Look at
ourselves.
Look at your current reality. Look at where you are now. Yeah.
Look at this.
Some of the
people
having big
houses,
playing
heavy, and
they cannot
afford to insure their own assets.
They are the
ones asking
the
underwriters
to undervalue
their property. So when our hurricane passes, they lose their roof.
They are
uninsured.
Yeah.
So we just being pretentious, supporting a failing system
as opposed to
asking
for what we deserve,
demanding what we deserve.
Pause for a second for me, Flacco. Marshall says his final attempt. If you're using a laptop with external speakers, then they're probably too close. What can be done is disconnect them and listen from laptop built-in speakers. If not, then something else. Or headphone volume could be too loud. He says he's tried. Marshall's been dedicated to us, okay? Marshall offered you a WhatsApp number.
Yeah.
Marshall,
I try my best.
Marshall, mokadizo, modise moun la lundi, obe mardi. Modizo.
Last time.
Check sin Zorr, avec toutes ces qualités appliances ça, Zoni Dominique là, parce que StreamYard more bon, avec toutes ces Dominique là, it was Sunday. All of them had to go in and come back. What happened now? On va dire ça, So you're saying it. Well, when you say that, Flacco, I feel sadness, because what I'm saying is the human being, you're a divinity, but you're human and you're divine. And it's almost as if people have cut off you cut off your head from your body, and your body is walking around, but this is not connected, it's not involved. I'm getting up, my mom used to say, "Uka leve, uka manger, uka," and you're just going to sleep, and you're not caring about your higher good.
because
the
you see,
you see
we tend
we
to
tend to think that
maybe
maybe
the black
black
slave
slave
master
master
is
is
better
better
than
than
the
the
white
white
slave
slave
master,
master,
but
but
he's
he's
a
a
slave
slave
master.
master.
A slave master, anyway.
No,
A slave master
And
is a slave master.
to
and
me,
to
even
me,
worse than
even
the
worse
white
than the
man.
white man.
Exactly, because you should be on my side. You should be on my side. You know what I've been through. You should
Because
be on my side.
by that
By
very
that very
statement,
statement,
that
that
statement by the
statement by
Attorney
the Attorney General
General is
generally
damning.
damning.
I wouldn't
I
say
wouldn't
that
say that
many
many
Dominicans
Dominicans
live
live
below the
below
tax
the tax
threshold.
threshold.
I'd say
I'd say
most
most
Dominicans
Dominicans
live beneath
live beneath
the tax
the
threshold.
tax threshold.
And by
And by
virtue of that,
virtue of that,
all of their
all of
rights
their rights
are
are
out of their
out of
reach
their reach
because
because
the average
the
man is
average
not
man is
able
not
to
able
set
to
that
set
same
that same
precedence that we're
precedence that
talking
we're
about.
talking about.
Their rights are out of their reach, and for many of them, out of their awareness. They don't even know.
I'm going to
I'm
read
going
a
to
part
read
of
a
the
part of the
Constitution.
Constitution.
Yes, yes. It's like so many of our people do not even understand their value. Why do you suddenly become valuable during election? During elections, we saw this partner. What was his name? The partner was bursting down his money, saying what they give him there for him to vote. During elections, you realize the value of the individual. So why does that not continue throughout the cycle? Clearly, it's not the people that are coming to buy your vote that need to be interested and aware and protecting their rights. It's you, the individual. So I think a huge responsibility rests on us ourselves. Those who know must teach.
Yeah.
Those who know must teach, because it's not easy for a person who doesn't, you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't have the awareness, you don't even know you don't know many things that you ought to know. So it's up to people like you, Flacco. And I already understand and know that that's part of what I have to do. Even if it's 0 people I'm talking to. I don't give a lick, because maybe tomorrow the niece or the grandchild will come upon it. So you were going to read some of the Constitution. Yeah.
So
I just want to make the analogy. I want
the man with
the barefoot man. I want him to understand.
Yeah.
So
So
imagine
imagine you're born,
and like I
say, a lot of people get born into that bondage.
So
That's all they ever know.
They're born in the bondage, right?
Yes.
You
don't have no chains,
but it's
economic,
right?
Yeah.
So
what
it says there is that,
let me
put it like this:
you born
and you know you living in the village, and everybody in the village telling you your father leave a piece of land
over there
for you.
Right.
You always
pass in there, you see animals on it, you
cow,
you see grass.
A nice piece of land, yeah.
But you cannot get that paper.
Yes.
You never see that paper to confirm it.
Yes.
And to say, well, you can walk on that piece of land and say, hey,
yes,
same
working
yeah,
mine. That's mine. Yes,
that's mine.
So you can declare ownership and you can say,
yeah. No,
a lot of people talk about family land and all that. All of that is economic bondage too.
Absolutely. This family land that is tied and nobody has ownership. Yeah. Absolutely.
We teach that
we hand that down in our families.
Yeah.
Oh, just one with that man.
Yeah.
Just one is ours.
Yeah.
You know, but to
extract right now we live in a time to extract or to develop the land.
You have
to be able to register it. You have to be able to put it.
Yes, absolutely. No. You need a deed. You need documentation to say, yeah, this actually belongs to me. I can do something with it. I can invest that and grow that. For 4,000. I get a 4,000 square foot piece from my grandpa. I can use that now to build and grow.
Because in what you're describing
right now,
then ownership is absolute.
Yes.
You're acting on it.
It's mine. Yeah.
Abstract way is like all you can say is for family.
Right. Or was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No. I want
us to take that and transfer that over to our individual rights, our rights to life, expression, conscience, free movement, all of these things.
Yes.
All of these, because we say my
right.
By the gift of my,
we imply
ownership.
Yes.
Yours.
Belongs to me. Right.
Belongs to you.
No,
the Constitution says here,
no
property
of
any description
shall be
compulsorily
taken
possession of,
and no
interest in or right over property
of
any description
shall be
compulsorily acquired, except where provision is made, and so on and so on and so on.
Okay, so wait. So what you're saying is the Constitution is saying that no piece of land can be compulsorily taken from a citizen, right? Except if provision has been made.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
No. We would tend to interpret that for
property to say well, land and so on and so on and so on. Remember back in those days, those things were important, but there were days when only people who had property were able to vote.
To vote, right? Only people with land could vote and property.
Know that we are here in this time, and understanding that our right is our property,
right?
And the Constitution said no property of any description,
including my right.
It says that twice.
Right.
It says that twice.
Right.
You know.
And then
it says here, any person having interest in or right over property that is compulsorily taken possession of, or whose interest in,
right,
or right over,
right,
any property is compulsorily acquired, shall have the right of direct access to the High Court for determining the nature and extent of that interest, all right, and in determining what compensation he is entitled to under the law applicable to, you know.
So you're saying them partners, so you're trying to say them partners in Wesley that haven't gotten their deeds yet, they should go to court? You're saying them, I saw a partner on Facebook, distressed. That hurt me, because I don't like to see people just suffer like that for no, I can't get the reason. A partner there bawling, like squealing, about his land in Casa Bruce, that you feeling the pressure, then people coming to take his land. Then people are basically telling him they're going to take his land.
Yeah.
You're telling them they need to go to court because their constitutional rights say that's not supposed to happen.
Well, the same constitution also gives you the right to protect your life and your property.
Does it tell you how?
No.
Does it tell you how you can protect your life and your property?
Property is one thing, but life is another. But if they already at the point where they're taking your land, how far you think they are from taking your life?
Your life. I mean, like, people don't understand the power and the value of land. Like, I don't understand why people are in a dream state about how horrendous that is. That these folks have started going for people's land, and what they cannot get outright, they're doing coco macaque for them to get and obstruct.
So imagine that.
And a person want me to sit down and hush my mouth about that, boy. Them things that just make me vex.
No, you know what is comedic? That while people who have had for years had through their family,
right,
whatever,
they're
They're
losing
what they have.
Losing what?
But
People are seeing that happening, and they still hoping to have something.
They're expecting a different treatment. Yeah, they're expecting a different treatment. And the saddest thing about that dude that I saw, he's screaming about how much of a supporter he is. Didn't realize it would come to his home. It would come to his doorstep as well. Did not realize that if it happens to my neighbor over there and I say nothing about it, knowing that it's illegal, it's unholy, it is unrighteous, because I like so-and-so who's doing it, or because I'm afraid of so-and-so who's doing it, I think if I like so-and-so a little more, it's not going to happen to me.
So let me
circle back.
Right at
that
where you
are.
So you take
all of that.
And
I say that
even if
the youth they born into the situation,
but
they're very observant. They're watching,
they paying
attention.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
They're looking at me with my mouth moo
and
lying to yourself
and trying
to get us to.
So it's
like I was saying, it's an abusive home.
Very abusive.
You see the father coming home, daddy coming home every day,
and whatever he dish out, mommy
we gotta take.
You check me,
and it's very abusive.
Day after day, Mr. Just call me, Mr. Just doing what they want, Mr. Just.
It's very abusive.
I know you here now.
Green.
Every time
watching that.
Your mother
telling you, don't worry with him, man.
Do
you know. But you have a day. And that is the thing, you know. Is mommy that has been
holding you back. Holding you back.
You know.
That's why a lot
the
youth not
in that balance really. That the youth just want to hit Mr. Lash.
Yeah. It's painful. It's painful. I don't understand. Like that piece I don't get. I don't understand. If I'm looking and I'm reading and I'm seeing and I know the reality, I don't understand how me as a human being can say, okay, anyway, I'm here. Is very ugly. It is very ugly. And I think it's also hurt the faith of the young people, their ability to believe in bigger and higher things. We wonder about their CO, their music becoming more and more degraded. They've lost a lot of their faith.
Let
me ask you.
The
young people
with high school,
sometimes college education, working in the NEP. That is an example of the kind of economic bondage that you know.
Just enough. They've put our people in a system of just enough, of barely enough. Basically equating that to the welfare system here.
And because of that, sometimes the money you get, sometimes you know your they just look at it. They violating our children. And those things not going to court. Mothers taking pay off. Sometimes you have any money to challenge these things in court, and you say in the amount of groceries you can buy with that money.
Exactly.
I do go in court.
Yeah.
So they turn us against our own self.
Your own interest. That is what is so ugly about it. That is what is so ugly about it. Where somehow the cruelty of the system, the darkness in the system, has turned people inside out against their own selves. You know? Forget about talking against each other. That's a given. They will sell you to the darn wolves, you know. Yeah, this is some ugliness right there.
I was saying, look at for example,
these
two
gentlemen
who lost their lives
in
in
police custody.
And
where was
due process for these guys? Where was the protection of their right to life?
As citizens.
Just look at how and have they learned anything from it?
Because look,
They just shot a guy in front of the police station.
I wonder
if the police officers get any CNR training.
Wow.
Control and restraint that you just immediately jump to live ammunition. You know.
Like, when did that become okay?
So, but
we had
a guy get.
I'm shooting
a civilian multiple times in his back. On the bay front. You know. Where is the outcome? Where is the outcome of that to set precedent? You know, to ensure that we don't have a repeat. You know. So unless we do understand the correlation between our economic circumstances and our inability to challenge things in
to care for ourselves, or inability to care for ourselves.
That is the civil way.
Yes.
Afforded to us.
That's right.
By the Constitution.
That's right.
To resolve conflict.
That's right.
But if in Dominica we are saying that is broken down, and that we cannot access that avenue, we cannot use that avenue, then I do have to say more.
I know. We're human beings, so we know what will happen. Well, I do hope for Dominica's sake, Flacco, that I see some young people starting to talk. I feel like there's a bit of an awakening happening. It seems like a slow, Alfonso May slow rise, but I see an opening of the eyes.
I actually want to use your show as the opportunity to I don't want to say challenge, because he presented himself to us as the usher for chief. One of the things that I would like to see, if our Calypso King Steve Pitt is to give a real hard push for the reintroduction of civic education in school, the reintroduction of the Constitution in school, so we can ignite the civic minds of the next generation. Because even if
it's not good for us.
No,
it's not good for us.
We are lost.
We are lost. We are lost.
Gone already.
Yeah, we are lost.
But
we are lost.
The youth. And he himself is a young person, so maybe in his lifetime he will get to see the impact of that little achievement he can accomplish it to get civics
back
into our
in school.
Anytime the National Youth Council can get on board with that initiative too.
So you're asking the National Youth Council, you're asking King Triller, young people to stand up and push for civics to be taught in schools again.
Yes,
who would not want that? What society doesn't need that?
Because you see, anytime we talk about youth empowerment, that is where it should begin.
Yes.
You understanding your civic duty, your civic rights, and your responsibility
as a citizen of wherever you are. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we can also put that as part of we pound on the Bible so much. In the Bible we say thou shalt not kill. In the Constitution we say you have a right.
Kill to protect yourself. You have to defend yourself.
We acknowledge the supremacy of God, and the all of our fundamental rights are based on that basis, on those inalienable rights that are down to us by our God.
Yes.
So if we can pound on the Bible, we can pound on the Constitution, and that has to be a fundamental part of our education. If we want a population
that will
rise
to the occasion
whenever
it
needs to.
I mean, because that is in the best interest of the country. That's in the best interest of the country. Yeah, man. Well, tonight, Flacco, we're gonna go for about 9 more minutes, and I hope you come back.
I was hoping to see Mervin tonight.
I know. I hope you come back when Mervin and I are. Yeah. I'm looking forward to us, the three of us again. Okay. And
No problem.
yeah, man. Yeah, we are, in my mind, at a place where we must assess our situation. You must assess your current reality, man, and decide, is this working for me? Yes, keep it as is. Is it not? Where do I need to make an adjustment? And as a wise adult, to make the adjustment.
And then we tend to muddy the water over trivial. It's like really trivial. Like for example, this whole thing of the national ID or passport. Okay. There's two basically three things that any ID that you use needs to have.
Yes.
Picture, the picture or biometric, your voter registration and your polling station.
Yeah.
If you want to put that in the passport,
exactly.
Then all the passport
exactly.
issue a new set of passports.
Exactly.
Going to have a cost to it.
Exactly.
Right? You want to put it on the social security card. You have to renew
Simple.
all social security cards.
Simple.
There's going to be a cost to it.
Simple.
I don't have a problem with you issuing a national ID card.
Yes.
I don't care what you call it.
But it's got to have these pieces of information on
it. Then we good.
That's it.
You can call it whatever you want.
Oh wait. So as you say that now, so before we wrap up, me and my fixation on the diaspora question, the new diasporans question, if any piece of ID needs to have your polling station in it, if I is a Turkey Dominican, where my polling station going and be? Huh?
Hey. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I wonder if our countrymen,
I think
on the opposing side, if they would want to have a Chinese head of state. You know, because when you calling for the removal of residency, that's basically
requirements. That's what you're saying. They are not thinking clearly. They are not thinking clearly, Flacco. Because that's what they're saying. If all Dominicans, and there's no distinguishing between any Dominicans, right? As opposed to the United States, which has put in its constitution that you must be born in the United States to be the head of the country. Right. We're like anybody. I cannot wait. When you're like a mother who's like, I want to see, go ahead and do it. And take what you get. Because you are so bound by your idea that I have to be right. And whatever else people have to say, it makes no sense. Well, just wait until you feel that pain. You prefer to feel the pain of your Chinese prime minister. You prefer to feel the pain of your Iraqi prime minister. Well, take what you get.
I think our people are afraid though.
Afraid of themselves?
Yes, afraid of themselves. They are.
Well, it's time to grow up, man.
Yeah,
it's just makes. I just
some of these when I look at the behavior of some of my fellow Dominicans, I see a child in an adult body.
Children, completely acting like children. Absolutely, you're right on that one. A refusal to face reality. As a wise adult, I have to look at what is in front of me, even if it looks overwhelming and big, and make a plan, make a proper plan. You telling me, oh yes, any dias, oh I from Maho, I can just come and vote tomorrow.
Sometimes
Boy,
you might be in the supermarket or at the doctor's office and you see somebody coming with a child, and you see the child has this real ugly behavior, you know. And it's not your child, but you feel to yourself, boy, that child need beating, you know. And to think to see you have to look at grown people and feel that way about them, you know.
Just acting like what is wrong with you?
I don't think sad is the word for that.
It's very destructive. It's what it is. It's self-destructive. It is self-destructive. You're telling me, man, you're telling me you decide the only way I can make money is to sell all your passports, sell all your citizenship. Okay. All right. Everybody went along blindly with it. Okay. CBI. You have acquired thousands of people who were not born in Dominica, who you are telling us now they can come down tomorrow and vote. And there's nothing in the way. You're asking people who have zero natty well for your people and your place. And you've given them, you asking them people to come and défonce us. Like I say, you're talking about economics. Them man full of money. You telling them to come and just do what they want with us.
Thank you.
But you don't want anybody to say anything about it.
But Doc, that particular part of the electoral rules has been there for it's been there for all the times that all these political parties have been winning, including the Labour Party. So why would you want to remove the residency?
What gain is there for you? And what gain is it for us?
Yeah.
How is that in our best interest?
That's not preventing you from winning. So why you want to take out something that has been instead of making it better, you want to make it worse?
Basically, you want to remove any gates.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan for us that we don't know about? Because clearly that plan is not in our best interest. Although you hear people, your job is to educate people about the possible dangers. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. You tell me a person who does not care about me, why would they care about me? They only bought my passport for them to go to the UK. All right, but still, it's an investment. It's an investment. If I can come run and rule a little country and I have enough money, don't you see fellas with enough money buying little islands?
Of course.
They don't think you're that special.
Of course.
Come on, people. You're telling me you're not putting any gates for these people? What is wrong with you? And what did we, the people, do to you to deserve that?
Yeah. Doc, I can see that.
Oh my God! It is so ridiculous. Like there is no logic to it. You don't see it happening in any other country. You're acting like a derm, like an idiot. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I do not get it. I can never be. I'm a U.S. citizen. I can never be president. Why? It is baked into their constitution. You've got to be born here. You come in, you're like a fly by night. Yesterday, you start to sell our passport. You doing a thing like that to us?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And why?
You see, you have to remember. He identifies himself as the leader of the young freedom movement, and it is so true. He does lie, but any good liar has to speak the truth. Any good lie has in there. So when he makes reference to the Freedom Party in particular, and you remember the last utterances of the Dame and some of the her last action. I think some of those things are the hurting that them us to the position that we are right now. Because here you are a fertile ground of people who have no knowledge of their rights, and you have big money influencing politics, and
and
we've
we've
become
become
so
so
beaten down.
beaten
It's
down.
like we've
It's like
lost
we've
our
lost our
virtue.
virtue.
I wouldn't
I
say
wouldn't
That's
all of
say
us.
again,
all of
that's
us.
a
There's
lot.
Still,
there's a
That's
there's still
because
because my
granny
my
had a
granny
thing
had
she
a
used
thing
to
she
say,
used to say,
whenever it comes
whenever it
to
comes to
people in high
people in high
society
society
and
and
politicians and so
politicians
on,
and so on,
she used to
she
say,
used to say,
she used to
she
train
used to
us, she
train
used to
us, she used
actually
to
tell us,
actually tell us,
anybody that
anybody
respects
that
you,
respects you,
you
you
respect them.
respect them.
yes.
Anytime you see
Anytime you
that
see the
they bordering on
They
bordering
turn on you. Yeah,
disrespecting you,
respecting you,
you let
yeah,
you
them
let
know that
them know that
they might be
they
big in
might
your
be big in
money,
your money,
yes.
but
you are
but
big
you
in
are
your
big in your
poverty.
poverty.
Exactly, in my whole self.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
whole, no matter
So
what.
I might be
I might be
barefoot,
barefoot,
but
but I am not.
I don't
I
lack in
don't lack in
dignity. I
dignity.
don't
I
I'm a
don't lack.
whole
yeah,
Dominican.
man.
Yeah,
I
man.
get to say that I want my grandkids. I don't have plenty money, but I can work. My child is going to go to college, and I want for when my kids are and they have their own children, that somebody from somewhere kind of just come and tell them what to do. You have them. What you doing? Like, I just, like if what you're talking about is, I mean, you're winning. You've already figured out how to win. If that is all you're after, which is to win, okay, you're still gonna win. You understand? But at a certain point, still, bro, you're gonna die because all of
Yeah,
us
man.
gotta
Yeah,
go.
man.
But is
All of
this the
us.
yoke you want to leave on the backs of the people who Dominica is a small island with all of its challenges already? You're going to leave us wide open to lions? It's like it just feels so gross to me.
Yep.
Man. Well, I
Very,
hope
very sad.
that there are still people in the country willing to take a little fire because clearly it's brutal as soon as you express any different sets of thoughts. So be willing to withstand the fire of people's words. Who gives a what somebody says about you? But if that's your deal, okay, you understand. But speak up on behalf, and not just speak up, act on behalf of yourself. And if you don't care enough about yourself, your children maybe, your grandchildren maybe. Anyway,
There's
final
hope.
thoughts for the night, man. Final
Yeah, man.
thoughts for the night.
There's
There's
hope.
hope.
There's
I
hope. I
believe
believe there's,
especially in the
especially
youth,
in the youth,
the
the
youth
youth
have that
have
burning
that burning
desire for
desire
change.
for change.
Like I
Like
said,
I said,
just look at
just look at
what
what
one
one
statement.
statement.
It was like a
It was like a
match,
match.
and
Said bloom. Yeah.
people are
People are
asking
asking
for
for
leadership,
leadership.
you know.
You know,
But
but
before
before we can,
like I keep
like I
saying,
keep
we
saying,
need to
we need
stop
to stop
waiting on a
waiting on a
mandate
mandate
from
from
politicians.
politicians.
I'm
We need to
We
telling
come
need to
you.
come
together and
together
say,
and say,
this is our
this is
vision
our
that we
This
vision
is
have
that
it.
we
for
have
the
for
country.
our country.
And you see
And
that
you see that
consultation, that is the
consultation, that is the
perfect
perfect
opportunity,
opportunity,
to
to
forge that
forge
youth
that youth
revolution,
revolution,
because
because
we may
we
not
may not
be clear
be
on what
clear
we
on what
want
we
right
want
now,
right now,
but we know what
but
we
we know
don't
what
want.
we don't want.
Exactly. I
So let
start
us,
So let
there.
us,
Start there.
yes, man,
yes,
let us
man, let
start
us
Start
there.
start
there.
there.
Do you know? I'll tell you something psychological about what you just said, right? Our people have gone into a very docile state. And when you're in that kind of passive state, it's hard for you to know what you want because want is masculine. It's power. That's where your power is. But at the very least, like you say, well, start where you are. We're in our feminine right now as a country. We're letting people just, we have one person telling us what to do and we're going along, woman following. You understand? We're in our feminine as a country for the most part. The masculine energy is what needs to be kicked up in people. You understand? And so, okay, I get it. That's where we are. I tired make noise with them, man, to tell them man start.
Doc,
Yeah.
incidentally,
Incidentally,
I
I
believe
believe a woman
Is who needs to rescue us.
need
is who
to,
needs
yes,
to, yes.
because
We need
Because
some
you
rescue,
wanna
my
I'm
brother.
going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you
Tell
why.
me.
Like I say,
Like I
is
say, is
we've gone through
we've
that
gone through that
abuse,
abuse, that
So we
so
need
we need
we need
we need
we need that
we need that
nurturing
nurturing
touch.
Soulagement.
We need
Yeah.
that
Recovery.
comforting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
The
masculine
masculine
will
role
always
is
be present.
present.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, that's
Things like
things like
the organizations
organizations
like
like
MHA,
MHA and
those
those
activist
activist
organization. That
organization that
what we're talking about.
Yes.
talking about it, that
We
we
looking for that
looking for that
masculine
masculine
kind
kind
of
of
Yes.
from organizations
like that.
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
But
But
we
we
also
also
need
need
that
that
softer
softer
side,
side
because
because
it have a lot of
have a
people
lot of
hurt.
people hurt.
Terribly
You know,
hurt.
a lot of
A
people
lot of people that
that's reached
reach
so deep
so
into
deep
their
into
shell.
their shell.
Oh my
It
God.
has
You
to
Has
see
to
it.
reach them.
you know.
You know,
So
so
it's almost
it's
like a
almost like a
synergy.
synergy.
The
The,
uh, um the the,
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 the, the,
the
the
masculine energy
masculine
there to
energy there to
protect,
protect,
Yeah.
but the
feminine there to
feminine there to
nurture,
nurture,
Yes.
you know.
and
Yes.
And
coincidentally,
coincidentally,
right
right
now,
now,
I believe
I
that is a
believe that is a
majority of the
majority of the
support of
support
the
of
Labour
the
Party
Labour Party
Is what?
is
is
women,
women, because
a lot
a lot
Yeah.
of men
have been
have been
disenfranchised
disenfranchised
Exactly. So
economically.
yeah.
You know,
They've been broken.
massively.
They've been broken. Exactly. And
When a
that's
woman
When a
can tell
woman
you
can
like,
tell you
yo,
like,
the state
yo,
will
the
take
state
care of
will
your
take care
child,
of your child, you know,
the car rep,
car
I'll
rep,
buy the
I'll go
car
buy
rep
the
and
car rep and
whatever,
whatever, and you is
it's just like
just like the
icing on the cake.
icing on the cake.
Flacco, that is something
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
people
yeah,
like us,
yeah,
used to
you know.
look down on people here, you know, for going to the state for help. A thing like that, boy, that is so embarrassing for you to be in that position. That's where them people put us, you know.
Yeah,
You
man.
know.
Yeah, man.
But
I
it's
I
time.
remember going.
You remember what now?
I remember
I remember
going
going
and
and
with my
with
mother
my
and
mother and
choose
choose
what
what
shoes
school
I,
shoes I,
you know,
and
and she
she
paying with her
paying
own
with her own
money.
money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you see
that
we have a
we
thing they
have a
call
thing
it
they call it
freedom of
freedom of
conscience,
conscience,
but I do think
but
we
I don't think we
understand what
understand
that
what
is.
that is.
We
We
Conscience is an
conscience is an
abstract thing,
abstract thing,
something that
Yeah.
can't
something
be
that
built.
can't be built.
So we
Yeah.
never
So we
believe
never
that
believe that our
conscience can be
conscience can be
imprisoned.
imprisoned.
But when we
But when we
accept
accept some
subhuman
human
condition,
Oh
conditions,
my God.
our
our
children
children
suffer in boy and the
suffering, boy, and the
sacrifice
That's
we make
sacrifice we
it,
make
to
it,
gross.
even
to
reach
even
in our
reach in our
children mouth.
children mouth.
Can you imagine?
Yes,
Our
our
children
children
eating,
eating,
they go in
they go in
school,
school,
but our
but
children
our children have to
bear
bear
the
the
look
look
of
of
depression
depression
on our
on our
face.
face.
And
They have
shame.
to see it in our
It's
body
in our body
language.
language.
Oh my
They have to
They have
God.
see
to
us,
see us,
and they know
and
we're
they know we're
lying to
lying to
ourselves and we're
ourselves
lying
and
to
we're
them.
lying
So
to
that's
them. So
why
that's why
they don't
they
waiting
don't
for the
waiting for
ballot.
the
They don't
ballot.
want to
They
wait
don't
for
want
the
to wait
ballot.
for the ballot.
All they want to
All
do
they
is
want to
send
do
it
is send it,
because
because you know.
I pray for divine support and divine intervention, especially because I realize there's so many people again who are just completely, even if they see, many are blind, but those, even if they see, somehow they're trapped and terrified because of shame, guilt, I need, I want, I'm desperate, and all of that. All there are many reasons why they say yes to that system, you know.
And that's
But
that is even more
even
why we
more
need
why
that
we need that
feminine
feminine
energy,
energy,
because don't
because
believe
don't
that
believe that
it
it,
people trapped
people
only
trapped
on one
only on
side.
one side.
that's right, that's
Because it have
right.
Because it have people that
that in the
in the
position
position
they are
they
ashamed of
are
what
ashamed
they
of
do,
what they do,
Exactly,
shame of how
they
far they allow it to
exactly.
and they're looking
and they're
for a way
looking
out.
for a way out.
You know.
Oh my God.
So whose
So whose
salvation more
salvation more
important?
important?
I
You
know.
that have
Have
seen
seen
your fault
fault
and decide
and
to
decide
change
to
like
change
Mr.
like
Matthew
Mr. Matthew
Walter,
Walter,
Yes.
or you
that
they
never break
never
down,
break
never
down, never
always hold up
always
your
hold up
pride.
your pride.
Whose
Whose
salvation is more
salvation is more
important?
important?
I
We
know.
need to
We need to
stop
stop that.
you say that
You
in
say
there,
that in there,
copper with
copper
Zorr.
with Zorr,
Right.
That is the
that
copper
is the
with
copper
Zorr.
with Zorr.
That even
That
when
even when
Mr.
Mr.
Walters
Walters
seeking his
in his
salvation,
salvation,
you cannot
you
leave it
cannot
in
leave it in
peace.
peace.
That
You know what
that
I'm
That
man is
saying?
making things
making
right
things
with
right with
himself.
himself.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
go
You go to
to
seek
make it
to
right
make
with
it right
yours.
with yours.
You check me?
Check me.
So even
So even
in
in
pursuit of our
pursuit of our
salvation,
salvation,
we have
we have
that kind of
that kind of
A kind of,
selfish
exactly, a kind of greed. Exactly.
yeah,
I deserve it, but not, I deserve it more than you know?
exactly.
Yeah, I have to get into the door first, you
Where we
know?
gonna
where
get
we
to
gonna
that?
get to that?
Civics.
Sometimes
Civics in schools.
sometimes
Sometimes
the
the
savior we
savior
praying
we
for.
praying for.
Don't be
Don't
surprised
be
It's
if he
us.
surprised
come
if he come
we ain't ready,
we
you
ain't
know.
ready, you know.
I know.
Mhm.
Often very often that's what life does to us, doesn't it?
We might close our door.
That's right. We kicking it. We keep kicking the Savior. Yeah. Who are you? You don't talk right. Yeah. Yeah, we don't, but that's when we are out of order, because if you're following a path of righteousness, you will see and you will know, right? If you're following a path of order, you will see and you will know, even if that Savior shows up in red. And that's the part we have to get back. I think we have to get back in touch with our conscience, with your divinity, not just your flesh. You are more than just flesh. So you ought to see when something is off or it's wrong. It's that simple. All the rest of the talk and the explanations and the justifications, you can keep that to yourself.
We have the freedom of conscience, but we've never understood it, allowed it to erode. And that is clearly demonstrated by what we allow to happen, what we accept.
And what we're seeing. We're seeing it. We're seeing it now.
It goes against our conscience to know that a man violating children.
Can you imagine?
Walking around in our community.
Can you imagine that?
Identify him.
Can you believe that?
So that at least, we don't not kill him, but because he know we're watching him, we will keep him in check.
You understand?
We will be our brother's keeper.
Instead, I doing this.
For us to protect him from himself. We have to know who he is.
You see what I'm saying? But if that man giving me a little something, I'm like that. Instead, you even blame the victim. You understand? Man. Yeah. Everything, karmic retribution, they always, nature, life does do a balancing of the scales, a la Ali Bongo. It just, the scales do balance. Sometimes the pendulum swings all the way out there before it comes back. But it must, because it's nature, it's law. Yeah, so I'm going to end with nothing lasts forever. I'm going to continue to encourage Dominica people. Yeah, as we're saying tonight, investigate your conscience and see where you need to stand up, where you need to sit down. You understand? Like just...
Definitely.
Yeah.
And my last piece would be take us back to the days when ignorance was afraid to be caught naked.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And when we would just zip it if we didn't know, or we would ask questions, we'd investigate, we'd sit, we'd listen to each other. You know, we would reason. We would actually reason, and we might change our mind if the other person was bringing forth some facts, you know?
Yep.
And we wouldn't hold so fast to things that we didn't even know if they were true. But because they felt good, we did it. Oh my God. Anyway, Flacco, Mervin and I will see you again, because, we want to do a part 3. Yes. All right?
Pleasure being with you again tonight.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Peace. Thanks for sharing the time with me. All right?
Yeah, man.
Peace. See you next time. Y'all, thank you. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest of your evening. Dominica people, all I'm asking is that you start with your conscience. Start with your heart. Start with your sense of righteousness. Start with your sense of what is right and what is good. Not just for me, but for my neighbor too. Yeah, that spirit of Kudme, that spirit of Nati Well. Yeah, where if it's not good for my neighbor, as opposed to turning our faces like random weirdos. It's weird. It's really weird and disgusting when we turn our face and we're like, oh, anyway, he doing so and so. Yeah, we got to do better if we want to see better. It's just natural law. It's not going to work. I cannot expect better if I'm not willing to do better myself. Okay? So, I wish you all the best. Continue to participate in these electoral consultations. You all know the way the system works in Dominica. If, particularly on that diaspora issue, People like me, so it's not me, so those people are going to listen too. Why? Because my thoughts are clearly not in line with what a lot of what they're saying and doing. Mais si you say on labor right, and you have a little bit of an inroad with those people, ask those people to think about your grandchildren when they're talking about the diaspora business. Do not bury your head in the sand and pretend as if it'll never become a problem. It will become a problem for us if we don't use this time now to plan properly for the generations that are coming behind us. We have set something in motion where we have many Dominicans who were not born in Dominica. Anybody you know who something come to them easy and free and cheap, they don't have as much value for the thing. They don't have much affection for the thing. Plus, they have money. All you do have money. It is nothing for somebody with money that is now a Dominican to come and decide they're running for the next election. You want to know how they will win? We like strangers. Strangers have money. They will give us more money than whomever else it is that running. Yeah? Or how they can do it is they can pay people within the country on their behalf. Yeah? We're giving you the money. When you get in, whatever we want you to do, you're going to do for us. Yo, talk to your people and tell them to put something in these new legislations they're talking about there to do something like how America and all those other rich countries that know and take pleasure in taking care of their citizens, they did this. If you're not born in Dominica, who pass Avini Prime Minister? You can come and vote, but you can't be Prime Minister. At least that. Ask them for that. Except if you're okay with a Prime Minister from Turkey. All right. Peace. Nous allons parler l'autre fois. Take it easy. All right.